Good morning, children. Good morning, children. Today in this class, we will discuss about the minerals and energy resources. Of course, last class we have been discussing the same topic. We have discussed about minerals and classification of minerals and the mode of occurrence of minerals, metallic minerals we have discussed and with examples. So now in this class, metallic minerals, of course these are the hard substances which can be classified into again two types, that is ferrous and non-ferrous minerals. Children, we are discussing about ferrous minerals, the minerals which consist of iron. Ferrous, iron ore and manganese are the best examples for ferrous minerals, right? And various examples we have discussed last class. Now in this class we will continue with this, the same topic, minerals and energy resources. We will continue with the non-ferrous minerals. See, India is a reserve of various non-ferrous minerals, but it is not dissatisfactory based on production. We don't have sufficient percentage of non-ferrous minerals. So here the non-ferrous minerals like copper, bauxite, lead, zinc, etc. Of course, all these minerals we have been using for electrical industries, engineering industries, and metallurgical industries. But however, as per the availability, we have been using different field. Now, out of those, we will take mainly the non-ferrous minerals. We will take as a number one is copper. Number one is a copper. Of course, here the copper we have very deficient minerals in the country. It is a mineral, malleable and ductile. So therefore, this will be used in almost all various industries. Copper mainly can be identified. We will take as uses first. Copper mainly can be used in electrical cables. Copper mainly can be used in electrical cables, electronic industries and chemical industries. Children, write down uses of copper. Use of copper. One is the copper can be used, that is electrical cables, the preparation of or manufacture of electrical cables, and this can be used in electronic industries. And the same time, copper also can be used in chemical industries. And even if you take in our daily life, we have been using various copper vessels. All these vessels also made of or by using of the copper, they made various copper vessels, utensils also made by using this copper. These are the use of copper. One is copper can be used in electrical cables, electronics, chemical industries, and even you can use various copper utensils. Now, if you take in India, copper deposits, where you find these copper deposits in India? Look at the map. If you see the entire Indian subcontinent, where these copper deposits can be identified. Copper deposits mainly can be identified. Number one is Balghat mines of Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh, of course, it is known for copper mines. There is a place called Balghat mines. Balghat mines of Madhya Pradesh produces alone 52%. It alone produces how much percentage? 52%. And followed by Jharkhand. Singhbhum district of Jharkhand. There is a place called Singhbhum. There is a place called Singhbhum district of Jharkhand, also known for the production of copper deposits. And third one is K3 mines of Rajasthan. Third place is K3 mines of Rajasthan. So these are the three most important places of copper deposits. Copper deposits mainly can be identified in the following places. Number one is Balghat mines of Madhya Pradesh, Singhbhum district of Jharkhand, and third one is K3 mines of Rajasthan. Here, there are the three places. The copper deposits can be found in three places. That is, one is Balghat mines of Madhya Pradesh, and second one is Singhbhum district of Jharkhand, and K3 mines of Rajasthan. The three major areas we can find the copper deposits in the country. Clear? One is Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh alone itself producing almost 52%, followed by Jharkhand, and third one is Rajasthan. The three important places where you can find copper deposits. Already we have used, we are told, we have discussed. Even though we are finding unsatisfactory deposits of copper in the country, but we have been using by preparation of electrical cables and electronics, chemical industries, and other field also. Okay? And second one is the best example for non-ferrous mineral is bauxite. Another important example for non-ferrous mineral is bauxite. If we see here bauxite, which is obtained from aluminum. Alumina is obtained from bauxite. Alumina after the aluminum. Of course, this can be used in metallurgical industries and other electrical industries. So in India, Orissa is the leading producing of bauxite. Orissa state is the leading producer of bauxite. So these bauxite mines can be identified in the country. Amarkantak Plateau. Amarkantak Plateau of Madhya Pradesh. Maikal Hills of Madhya Pradesh. And here Bilaspur near Katni. There are three places where you can find the bauxite deposits. Children, the bauxite deposits mainly can be identified in the country. One is Amarkantak Plateau of Madhya Pradesh, Maikal Hills, and Bilaspur Katni. And if we see Orissa. Orissa is the leading producing of bauxite in the country. In Orissa also there is a place called Panchatmali, Korapur district. Panchatmali of Korapur district is famous for the bauxite deposits. Panchatmali, Korapur district of Orissa also can be identified as copper deposits. So mainly here, bauxite deposits can be identified. One is Madhya Pradesh and second one is Orissa. They are the two leading states production of bauxite in the country. In Orissa, Panchatmali of Korapur district. In Madhya Pradesh, Amarkantak Plateau, Maikal Hills, and Katni, Bilaspur near Katni. There are three places in Madhya Pradesh. So therefore, these copper and bauxite are the best examples for non-ferrous minerals. There are other non-ferrous minerals also, lead, silver, even zinc, etc. But we will take major copper and bauxite. Clear? Now coming to the non-metallic metals. Non-metallic metals. Best example we will take as a mica and limestone. We will take as a mica and limestone. Mica is very light material. Mica is a very light material. It's formed on the sedimentary rocks. Mica. It is formed. It can formed into very thin sheets. These thin sheets, mica can be formed in long, thin sheets, even 100 meters, centimeters long. We can remove layer by layer. The mica sheets can be removed one after the another. Plenty of sheets can be removed. And this mica can appear in different colors like red, yellow, black, green, or in brown color. So this mica, it can appear in different colors like red, yellow, green, black, or even brown color. Mica splits easily into thin sheets. Mica splits easily into thin sheets. So therefore, mainly here, mica if you see in the country, where can identify this? Mica, Chota Nagpur Plateau. Chota Nagpur Plateau. Mica deposits can be identified. Chota Nagpur Plateau. Kodarma Gaya. There is a place called Kodarma Gaya, Hazaribagh belt of Jharkhand. It is one of the most important places of mica deposits in the country. Kodarma Gaya, Hazaribagh belt of Jharkhand. That is one place. And second one is Ajmer. The place of Ajmer also producing mica deposits in Rajasthan state. So Ajmer of Rajasthan also leading producer of mica. Another important place is Nellore district of Andhra Pradesh. These three places are known for mica deposits in the countries. So mica mainly can be identified in the following areas of Indian subcontinent. Number one is Chota Nagpur Plateau, Hazaribagh, Kodarmagaya, Hazaribagh belt of Jharkhand, and Ajmer of Rajasthan, and Nellore district of Andhra Pradesh. These are the three main places where you can find mica deposits. Mica deposits. And even you can use this, and this mainly can be used in electrical, electronics, industries. We can use this mica. And even mica also can be used for ornamental, decoration purpose. They are the use of mica. Now coming to another one is limestone. Limestone, of course, best example for non-metallic metal. Limestone found in the sedimentary rocks. Formation of sedimentary rocks. It possesses calcium carbonates, calcium, magnesium found in sedimentary rocks. So whereas limestone contains calcium carbonates, calcium, magnesium found in the sedimentary rocks. And limestone is the most important raw material, the basic raw material for cement industries. You know, cement industry is one of the biggest large scale industry, and for manufacturing of cement we need three most important raw materials. One is limestone, gypsum, and silicon. So here limestone is the most important raw material to manufacture of cement. That is limestone. So this limestone, of course, where we can found mainly it is calcium carbonate, magnesium found in the sedimentary rocks. It is the base material to prepare cement. Limestone is the most important raw material. So mica and limestone are the best examples for non-metallic metals. There are many that are concentrated about limestone and mica. Clear? Now coming to the conservation of minerals. As you know, children, we have been degrading by land, by extraction of minerals, due to mining activities. All these minerals we have been using in different fields. By using the new technology for the various purpose. So therefore, over a period of time, so there will be a problem of shortage of these minerals. So therefore, what way you can conserve? What way you can protect? So one is, the best thing is recycling of minerals. Is one of the best method to preserve, to reserve, to conserve, I mean to say. Recycling of minerals, one. And second method is reuse. Use of scrap materials. Use of scrap materials. So these are the two best ways. There are the two best ways to conserve the minerals. One is recycling scrap materials. There are the two best methods use of scrap materials. One is recycling of minerals. Second one is use of scrap materials. So there are the two methods we can use for preserving these minerals. Children, this class we discuss about non-ferrous minerals, that is copper and bauxite, and non-metallic minerals, that is mica and limestone. And the third one is conservation of minerals. Third one is conservation of minerals. So all these things you have to keep in your mind. So when you take this topic, minerals and energy resources, you have to concentrate about mineral, classification of minerals, metallic, non-metallic, ferrous, non-ferrous, and conservation of minerals. Clear? Next class we will continue.